Alright, so this is gonna be like the first video on this channel, most likely. Like, I got my other one already, but this is probably gonna be like a type of like talking, like news type channel, like where I'll be talking about stuff. But I wanted to make this video to give a shout out and to say give like a thank you to this dude on YouTube named Jay with Open Eyes 4. He dropped a video last I think it was last night. It was either super early in the morning, like 12 or 1 a.m. type shit, or like last night, called like, I think it was called he's like, why is everyone having my hell, I think. And like I've been watching this channel probably like for around a year or something like that. I found him from this other YouTuber I watched named Lone Wolf in the Cut. Shouts out to him too. They both had like multiple channels deleted, you know, you could tell based on like Jay with Open Eyes 4, and then like Lone Wolf, he's on his like third channel, so like go sub to both of them. I'll probably tag Jay with Open Eyes and then put the other stuff in the description. But I just wanted to make this because oh damn, bro, I thought this trash can over here. But I just wanted to make this video because like I was from like this morning till like when I woke up on Saturday, I was probably up like for like 24 hours just thinking about some of the same shit he was talking about in the video. And I think it's definitely worth the video checking out if you ever been on some like black sheep shit, or you ever or self-describe, you know what I'm saying, or some, you know, you see these like posts online and say like, you know, like, oh, sounds that, you know, oh, this that. But like I definitely like, especially here, let me like actually give like a little backstory to the channel. Like, he makes like a lot of like quote unquote conspiracy type vids. I know that shit gets a bad rep, but he makes like a lot of like conspiracy type vids and stuff. He makes like gematria videos. He makes videos about like health and stuff too, like just general stuff, talking about like general like topics. But he be getting like a lot of trolls in there in his live streams. Like, he's been dropping a lot of videos back to back, so you know, keep it a grind. But I think like a lot of the stuff he's talking about in the video is like, I don't want to say it's uncommon, but I do think it's like, you know, a lot of people really genuinely feel like that. They usually never hear a nigga say that shit like out loud, because they gonna like think you like on some like school threat shit or something, like you about to like kill yourself or like, I don't know, blow up a hospital, some shit like that. Because a lot of stuff he's talking about in that video is like stuff about feeling depressed and stuff. Like, he talked about how, you know, growing up and shit, like he'd been through a lot, like school and with his like family with COVID and stuff like that. Like, the family part was more like how his family didn't really like, and anybody who's into like this type of conspiracy stuff, like, you know, like certain people, they just don't want to hear it, bro. Like, you could give them like photographic evidence or something and they still don't want to hear that shit. So yeah, like he's talking about how he was like out with his family, like they was talking about the election and stuff. Like he'd be out like in the streets in the city or like somewhere, anywhere, and you'd be like seeing people like living like a normal life and all that, like quote unquote. And like how he feel like ever since, like he said, like, yeah, I think he said he couldn't have been older than like 10 or 11 years old since he really been happy. And like, I mean, like that shit, I was listening to that shit, I was like, damn, bro, like that's like true shit. Because, you know, like I say, like it might not be uncommon or it might not be common or whatever, but I do think a lot of people genuinely feel like he does, you know. You just won't ever hear anyone say it, you know what I'm saying, because everybody just wants to like seem like they all right. But I do think like a lot of stuff he's saying, you know, I can relate to, like having to move a bunch of times growing up. Like, I never had to deal with that level of like hate he was dealing with, but you know, I had to move probably around like 5 times, like from like 7 years old to like since like 7 years old to like once I hit like junior year in high school. And by the time I hit junior year, you know, it was COVID. Like, I probably spent like the past 4 years like with no like IRL friends, except for like with this one dude I just met last year. and then some people from my old school I still talk to. But like, you know, he's talking about how like there's a lot of stuff like, you know, like, well, I guess maybe like how I word this, like he's talking about, he going like, I just watched the video because I'm not the best at explaining this type of stuff, but you know, he's talking about how like he was like he was getting hit on so much, like he would feel like when niggas was actually like fucking with him on some type of level, they was like trolling him or something. And he was talking about how like, you know, from the outside looking in, it kind of seems like, you know, everything's chill, you got a good life, you know, what you got to complain about. But you know what I'm saying, like, damn, I gotta stop saying that so much, but like, you know, yeah, oh my gosh, but you get what I'm trying to say, like, it's a lot of like, and then he's talking about how like, especially with this information type of stuff, if you make this type of conspiracy quote unquote content, like motherfuckers are gonna like, they just straight up don't want to hear that shit, like, so it kind of makes you feel like you're an outcast and all that. And like, I think another thing too is like, he's talking about how like he was like, there's like a whole class, like a whole high school that was hating on him and something like that. Like the whole school, or like his whole class was hating on him, like he ended up getting kicked out of that school. And you know, shit like that, like a lot of niggas is like, I feel like there's people who've been on the same, like who've been on that side of things where that he's talking about, and there's also people who kind of like in the middle. And I feel like I kind of experienced like a little middle of that stuff where I was kind of suppressing parts of myself, you know, kind of just, you know, fit in and be normal, like he was saying. And the thing with that is like, I think like, you know, from what I observe at least, like once you start suppressing your full personality and your true self and stuff like that, like you end up like copying like other people's behavior. You end up absorbing the behavior of people around you, and like a lot of times that's not really like positive. And a lot of times, especially if it's like to fit in, especially y'all niggas know like with this like school shit, when you back in school, like I haven't been in high school for a little bit, but even back when I was in high school, like ever since I was a kid, you know, I'll be observing things. You know, I was never really like really I won't say optimistic, but I was never like, you know, that enthusiastic. I was never like that outgoing and shit. Like, you know, I'll be observing stuff, and that let me, you know, that put me on. I don't want to say like I'm a genius or nothing. Like I don't want to say that at all, actually. But it did put me onto a lot of like not behind the scenes, but like the slick shit people do, like to like for social, like, you know, credit and shit, or like the slick shit people will do, like they just like really like they'll really like snake you on some like, not on some like, you know, set you up like backdoor you type shit, but like they'll like betray you, do you dirty, like, you know, for when you thought you were homies, you know. So I feel like a lot of the stuff he was talking about in that video, like I feel like genuinely a lot of people will really relate to that, like regardless if you're like, even if you're like an old dude, or even if you just like you're like a kid, like in middle school or something like that, like a lot of people like are just as intuitive as he is, you know. Like he's like genuinely, like I consider him like a high IQ person, you know, like genuinely. Like he does his research on stuff. He's not one of those people that just goes off you know, hearsay, like, and basically all of his gematria breakdowns for that, at least that I've seen on his channel, you know, he shows the evidence, he shows the proof, he does all the work himself. Like he might like reference somebody else, but like I think that's like underappreciated nowadays as well. Like people that actually, you know, put in the work with research, because especially with this short form shit, like it's really easy to just get caught up in like clickbait or caught up in like some bullshit, like even like videos that are just straight up just AI. They're not even real fucking people. Like it's straight up just AI. So like, yeah, man, I just want to say like that video, you know what I'm saying, like, but there's a lot of darker stuff in that video I'm not going into just because I don't want to be like, you know, I don't want to say like manifesting that shit, but you know, he goes in some dark shit in that video. Like he talks about how like, you know what I'm saying, sometimes I feel in life like you getting trolled by God or some shit, you know, like I don't want to like just like credit what he's saying by saying some shit, but like genuinely that's what it fucking feels like sometimes, you know, like especially like, you know, if you've been like dealt with like feeling like lonely, feeling outcast from like society. I don't want to go that far, but like just that feeling of loneliness, you know, it can really get you. So I do want to say, like, you know, I want to say, like, shout out to him, you know what I'm saying, like, for putting out that content, and specifically that video, because there's a lot of stuff I was thinking that in the past, like, 24 hours, I'm not going to get into here either, because, you know, it's very important, like, to stay positive right now. I think it's very important to, like, promote, like, you know, now I don't want to say, like, don't talk about, like, what you're going through, but I do want to say, like, you know what I'm saying, like, I don't want to, you know, somebody watching this and then they really, you know, they feel some type of way about it, you know, like, I don't know, like, it's just something about, like, it's like an energy, man. Like, I feel like it's really an energy that makes you feel like that, and that energy, like I feel like there's definitely ways to get rid of it, but I do feel like it can't feed into itself and just become, like, out of control to where, like you're saying, like, you waking up, like you waking up and saying, like, just saying, like, you know, fuck everything, you know, fuck the world, fuck God, fuck all this shit, like, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, I've never, and he's talking about, like, how wrath is his greatest sin. Like, I don't think wrath is my greatest sin, but I do think maybe, like, I feel like I've been mad depressed to where I've been, like, suicidal and shit like that, you know what I'm saying, over this type of, like, life shit. So, you know what I'm saying, I'm not, like, pissed off every day, but I am, like, sad almost. I'm kind of sad every day and shit. But, you know, I just want to give him a shout out, you know, to show, like, you know what I'm saying, like, on a serious note, like, you know, fuck what I said earlier, man. On a serious note, you gotta speak your truth as well. Like, don't fuck what I said earlier, but, you know, what I was saying about, like, spreading positivity, you also gotta, like, acknowledge this negative shit too, because that shit can get out of hand as well, where you just, like, positive, you know what I'm saying, and then you just end up ignoring, you know, other things. But I don't know, man, I'm not, like, a psychologist and all that, so I'm not really, like, too tapped in with that stuff. But, you know what I'm saying, like, shouts out to Jared Open Ass Forum, man, like, and just on, like, a general note, like, you know, fuck the, you know, information shit for a second, like, you know what I'm saying, like, a lot of videos he does, like, he say, like, a lot of videos he does, he say, like, he, like, rambles and rants and stuff like that, like, even since I was a kid, bro, like, shit, I gotta wait for these cars to go by. Oh my gosh. But, like, ever since I was a kid, you know, like, even, like, ever since I got YouTube, like, or got YouTube access, because I didn't have YouTube access till I was, like, 15, 14, because my parents, you know, I'm actually kind of glad. That's probably why I'm, you know, I found out about a lot of this Hollywood shit is because, you know, my parents didn't let me just watch a bunch of, like, Rihanna and fucking, you know, all this shit growing up, like, all these Illuminati-ass music videos, like, like, you go back and watch some of those videos, they're disturbing as fuck, you know. But back to the, like, main topic, like, I do think, like, you know what I'm saying, like, that type of, like, ranting shit, like, that shit where, like, it's like a common sense dude that's just ranting on stupid shit, like, I've always liked that type of concept, man. Like, I always thought it was funny, so the videos, like, they make me laugh and shit. I don't know if you see this, but, you know what I'm saying, like, even if it's not, like, oh, you know, you 100% right about everything, because a lot of these trolls that be on the channel, like, they'll, like, point out small shit, but sometimes they'll just make up stuff, like, just to talk shit. But yeah, man, just, like, on a general note, like, I fuck with your videos, you know. You know, shouts out to Lone Wolf too, he does that too. You know what I'm saying, I like that style of content, and I feel like that style of content has kind of died out a little bit, because, like, you see people ranting on stuff, but this is, like, the same dumb bullshit, or it's just, like, some, like, political shit, like, where they're just whining the whole fucking video, like, not even like giving out facts or anything. They just whining about some nonsense, man. Like, it's just like whatever trend is popping right now, like whatever fucking dumbass video just went viral of, like, some dating shows or some shit. Like, it's stuff like that. Like, that's, like, shit, that's fine and well for, like, a few videos, but, like, bro, like, these niggas that have their entire channel, like, it's just that shit. It's like, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like that type of content gets pushed a lot more than any videos that, you know, actually are talking about, like, you know, anything that has to do with, like, you know, spirituality, gematria. Like I say, the spirituality, usually, like, conspiracy stuff. Like, obviously, like, and that's another thing, like, obviously, if you haven't been shadow banned or had your shit banned, like, you probably ain't talking about shit anyway. So, yeah, that's a plus on that shit, like, obviously, like, having the videos deleted is ass. But at least you can say, like, you went out like a real one, you know, like, you wasn't, like, just dick sucking YouTube, like, and trolling or whatever. Like, and that's another thing, too. Like, they literally let niggas troll on YouTube so much, it's not even fucking funny, bro. Like, they'll literally be, like, they delete your channel for, like, some hate speech shit, or they'll, like, suspend your channel for some hate speech shit or something, but then they'll literally let niggas on there just be racist and troll all fucking day. Like, come on, bro. Like, is it free speech or fucking not, bro? Like, come on now. Like, I don't think YouTube is technically free speech, but you get the point, I'm guessing. But yeah, man, I just want to say shout out to Jay with Open Eyes 4, man. Like, genuinely, like, you know, waking up and feel like you in hell, like, that's real shit. Like, niggas will say, like, oh, you know what I'm saying, like, that is obviously the other side to that would be, you know what I'm saying, you still breathing, like, you know, you're not, like, dead, you're not, like, starving, you're not getting bombed in Israel and shit. But at the same time, it's like, bro, once you get into your own head like that, and once you, like, you know, like, start thinking that way, like, that shit is hard to get the fuck out of, bro. And, like, that's one thing I can genuinely relate to that he said, which is why I also want to make this a thank you video for him, for dropping that shit. Because I feel like it's like divine timing a little bit, you know. Just you know, the fact that came out, you know, I was feeling down bad as fuck, like, genuinely. So, you know, shouts out to him, you know. And I think, you know, keep making videos, man. Like, even if you quit, like, I still watch your videos, like, replay your videos, you know. Like, I don't think you're gonna quit though, you know. Because, like, another thing is, oh my gosh, another thing that's interesting is, you know, especially with this election thing, like, a lot of people, you know, you could have sworn, like, oh, you know, Kamala was gonna be the next president, like, and it's still very possible, you know. But yeah, like, this whole Trump winning again, like, I didn't think that was gonna happen. So, you know, I feel like this is definitely something that happened, like, in the past few days, like, and it seems like everybody I watch or everybody I, like, you're, like, getting information from, whether it be about, like, numerology, you know, gematria, astrology, you know, like, any esoteric topic, quote unquote, they're all saying, like, hey, man, like, shit seems to be looking up a little bit, you know. Things aren't going, you know, the expected, you know, crash and burn, like, level 9,000 ass, like, bullshit, you know. But yeah, man, like, the only one other thing I want to say is, Lowell did an interview, I think, with this dude named James Unlimited. And I've been watching a few of his, like, No November videos he's doing one every day. Like, that's kind of one of the things that inspired me to make this. So I think maybe you should, if Jay with Open Eyes, if you see this, like, you should probably try to set up an interview with him. I feel like you guys will probably be on a similar wavelength. It won't be like talking to, like, these dumbass motherfuckers, like, that are always trolling, or, like, somebody that's, like, who actually is kind of tapped in with, like, the similar type of information. Maybe not the exact same, but, like, a similar type of information that you talk about, you know. Maybe not as much on the gematria side, but just on, like, the general side of how, like, it seems like more and more people are realizing, like, a lot of this shit that like goes on, we see going on every day, like, whether it's politics, whether it's, like, this gender war stuff, this race war stuff that's always getting promoted. Like, a lot of this shit is, like, it seems like motherfuckers know what they're doing behind the scenes when it comes to this. Like, it seems like something fishes up, you know. So yeah, man, so that's all I really got to say for this. But yeah, shout out to everybody who's making this type of content. You know, I feel like we could definitely be making more of these videos, like, if you're in this type of space, like, because, like, a lot of people, like you said, like, the main point of this, like, was, like, you know, feeling, like, ostracized and shit, like, feeling like you just want to be normal, you know what I'm saying? Like, he said in the video, like, his dream was, like, just to be normal and shit. And I feel like a lot of that comes from how, like, society kind of just, like, demonizes anything that's abnormal, anything that's, like, out of pocket, quote unquote, or anything that's, like, you know, not, like, in the mainstream, really. Like, that's not, like, any new type of thinking. And then 100 years later, or a decade later, like, everyone wants to hop on that shit. So I do think there's a reason why a lot of people are, like, waking up to this right now. I do think it's generally going to lead to some change, but I do think it's also going to come at the cost of, like, a lot of this shit we consider normal, like, this money stuff, like this politics stuff, like this shit is this always it's just gonna have to go, bro. Like there's too much bullshit going on, like behind the scenes of this stuff. To the point where it's like, it seems like every single one of these people is either compromised or like they're just weirdos, like that are just doing all types of like horrible shit like behind the scenes. So yeah, man, like I want to see this everybody, you know, because obviously there's obviously good people this up there a little bit too, but it seems to me like they don't, I don't know, man, it just seems to me like there's something like strange going on, man. Like even with this Trump stuff, how people are saying like Trump is gonna like save the country or whatever, like even with that shit, I don't think that's gonna last too long, man. And like, I don't know, I don't want to sound like a Debbie Downer and all that, but yeah, that's that. But yeah, man, but the main point to summarize this video, you know, shouts out to Jay with Open Eyes 4, you know what I'm saying? And you know, just, you know what I'm saying, like videos like that, you know what I'm saying, even if it's only a few niggas seeing that shit, like that shit can generally help somebody, you know? Like, you know what they say, like, they're so paying it forward and kindness. And so, yeah, man, like, keep doing what you're doing, man. I hope you get to, you know, publish your comic, and I hope you finish that, and I hope, you know, it gets big and shit, like, niggas are fucking with it. You know what I'm saying? You kids get motion out that, too, besides just, you know, making, you know, conspiracy videos and stuff. You know? So, yeah, that's that, you know what I'm saying? Peace out to everybody that might watch this, if you do watch this, you know what I'm saying? And peace out to everybody who didn't watch it either, because fuck it, bro, we putting this shit out in the universe. So yeah, that's all I gotta say for now. I'll catch y'all later. Alright, I'm gonna just re-record our last part because it was like a trillion cars like fucking across the road in the background. But yeah, man, the main point was, shouts out to Jay with Open Eyes 4, go subscribe to him. Shout out to Lone Wolf in the Cut as well, go subscribe to his new channel. And shouts out to James Ben Unlimited. I think it was Ben Unlimited now. I'm not sure. I'll just link that shit in the description, but I'll probably tag Jay with Open Eyes 4 so he sees this, man. Just know, like, keep your head up, man. You're like, you're doing like God's work, dead ass. You know, whatever God you want to talk about type shit. Like, you're doing like soul work, nigga. Like, chill. But yeah, that's all I had to say.